got 10 people sitting there. So I'm working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 days a week to get the next set of people to Monday. Does that make sense? Contacting, list building, showing the plan, doing all the basics, doing home meetings, so that I can now get these people to 10 people, and now some of these people are excited. What am I doing? Follow-ups and trying to get into their homes, so that by the next meeting, all of a sudden, if I can do that for all those people, when the next Monday night rolls around, he's got 20 people. And all of a sudden, the host at the open is saying, man, look at On, and how many guests did you have? 2 weeks ago, you had nobody. Now you got 20 people, and it builds the belief of everybody at the open. And then his team is looking at him and saying, man, we're on a great team. And this is exactly who witnessed this exactly happen with Ace and Jamie when they got in the business. It's exactly what happened. And from week to week, we were all working. And then you're looking for Anand at some point to duplicate. So now if Anand picks this up and starts to do some meetings, and he does some home meetings, and I do some meetings in his organization, all of a sudden, we can now go to 40 people. 3 months later, he goes to Summer Jam, and he has 54 people there. Maybe last conference, it was just him. Because you talked to Ace and Jamie at Winter Conference, they had 5 people. By that next summer conference, they had over 50. It's exactly what happened. So I understood what I was looking, but if I only get with Anand on Tuesday, and then I only invite him to team me on Thursday, and I'm hoping he comes to Sunday phone team, and I'm expecting to do everything there, but now he can't make Sunday, so now it's the next week I go to the meeting Monday, he's there by himself again. Tuesday rolls around, and I'm expecting him to come to Sunday again phone team, and maybe he comes, but I only make 2 or 3 phone calls, and now maybe he only has one other person on Monday. A lot of times, there's not any momentum created. So if we got this down, and everybody in this room started to go out and not just build their business trying to do it one night a week at the open, and you went out and got into people's homes, and you started doing meetings, and you started driving the depth, my goal is to go from home to home to home, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in the organization. And Bill Britt has always taught, and most of the people from what I've heard, is when you sponsor 12 to 15 people, you should have 3 or 4 good ones. So if I'm going from home, as I sponsor 12 to 15 people in the depth, I should find 3 to 4 duplicators that are going to be willing to do what I'm doing. So as I continue to do that, some of these people are going to come back up and start to do some meetings also, and start to learn the phone call, learn how to show the plan, and they're going to start to add to it, and all of a sudden you have some major momentum. Does that make some sense? Because momentum comes from duplication. It doesn't come from doing everything and doing the most amount of work you can do. Yes, that's the start, because the more work you do, the faster you can find duplicators. But the way you start to sponsor 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 people a month in your organization, you're not going to be able to do that by yourself. You need a team of people who are doing the same thing, getting results. Tony, right? You're up in New Jersey, your upline's not up there, you're starting to do this. Yep. Your team, could I say maybe 3 months ago, you've had some major momentum. Yep. Last team meeting I saw you came in with like 15 people when you got in the door. I don't even know who else on your team was here. They all came from all the way from New Jersey.
Yep, 15.
15. I didn't even know. I can tell. You get so good at numbers and counting rooms, you could just look at a group of people, 15, 32. One guy looks like the star scene from Barwa, 32 and a half. All right?
Yes.
You excited?
Absolutely.
You're starting to go back home after the meetings and start to book meetings in their home and do one-on-ones and do meetings for those people so that they come back to the next meeting with more people.
Got it.
He's going platinum. Now, of course, that's in addition to building relationships and getting with the people and building trust and all that is involved, getting them educated. But I don't want you to go into, some of you go into a meeting and you're just so stiff. Don't be so stiff. Be excited. When you go into that home meeting, it's not you being perfectly with all the information. You want them to know that this thing is great. This thing is exciting. Not overly where you're scary, like, you gotta get in there. And you're right in their face. But you want them to know that what you're doing, you're excited about. You're not ashamed of it. All right? So some of you already have people on your team. You got 10 people on your team. You got 20 people on your team. If you go out, and like Frank asked, what's the right number of contacts? If you go out and you make 2 contacts a day, if you're ready to go, maybe you got to start with one, but if you make 2 contacts a day, I think that you can start to create so much momentum. You can sponsor 2 to 3 personals a month. In 6 months, you should have enough personals that you found 3 or 4 good ones out of that, and as you're sponsoring in depth, and you sponsor 12 to 15 a month in depth, you should find 3 to 4 every month, and then I'm looking to pull together that team, and I'm looking to pull Anand's team together when he has 5 to 10 people for a little nuts and bolts, and come to the house so we get to know each other, and we get some food, and we just hang out a little bit, and it's more casual, and we do some training, and we talk about how we're going to get on it to go 1,000 or 1,500. Right, Ricardo? You got in, we put a little bit of a team together, we pulled everybody together, 4 or 5 people, and we talked about how you were going to go 1,000, and then you went 1,500 last month. And we talked about how those new people, the next month, we're going to help them go 1,000. And that's going to help you go 2,500. So every month we're going to pull together those groups of people and talk about how we're going to help the new person to hit 1,000, so that propels the next person. So if you help someone new every month in the depth of that organization go 1,000, think about it, 1,000, 2,000, you're going to go to 4,000 after that, you're going to go to 6,000. In 4 to 5 to 6 months, you just broke yourself a new silver, and here's Anand coming to Go Diamond Weekend as a new silver. And his team is fired up because they see the success happening before them, and then they start to duplicate, and that's how we create momentum in the organization. It's not just about you doing everything. Does that make sense? But you got to set the right example. And the key to everything, book a meeting from a meeting, even if you don't know what the meeting is. Go from person to person to person, from home to home to home, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the organization. And this has nothing to do with how many legs you sponsor. So no matter how many legs you have, in every one of your legs, this is what you're looking to do, because that's how you break platinums, so that you can go emerald, you can go diamond, and hit any level of success that you want. And if you talk to Tony, and you talk to Vinny, and you talk to anybody in the organizations that are building, because all the platinums are in the other room, this is what they're looking to do and that they learn to do. Now I want to go over structure so that you understand the structure you're looking to put in, because you want to go platinum, but you want to go platinum and be profitable. If you go platinum with only one leg, you're not going to be profitable. So you also have to be able to identify in your organization that there's 3 types of people. There are doers, there are incubators, and there are doers. There are people that will duplicate you. That's what you're looking for in your organization. Now, if you can speed up the process and do more, one of the reasons Ace went platinum faster is he was doing 40 or 50 plans a month. Now, if your schedule doesn't allow you to do that, it's okay. You can do it with 20. You just got to find some duplicators, because it's about the total amount of plans in your organization going off, not just how many you do, but you're the example. So if you do 20 plus plans and you find 4 other people that do 20 plus plans, that's 80 plans in a month. Well, if some of them are home meetings, and some come to the open, maybe you're showing over 100 to 150 people a month see the plan out of those 80 plans. Well, out of 150 people, if you sponsor 1 out of 4, you're probably going to sponsor 30 to 40 people a month. So in the beginning of your organization, it's just you. So if you show 20, and maybe you show 30 people the plan, you might only sponsor 5 or 6. But out of the 5 or 6, you're looking to find a duplicator. If you don't find a duplicator, you got to sponsor another 5 to 6. And then you find a duplicator. Well, once you find a duplicator, now the 2 of you can sponsor 10 to 15. Now you find a duplicator faster, and now all of a sudden you go to 15 to 20, and 25 to 30, and 35 to 40. And then when you have enough duplicators, you start to sponsor 80, 90 people a month. It's all based on how many duplicators you have in the organization. But what do you want those people to duplicate? See, your team will do 100% of what you do wrong and only 50% of what you do right. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing anything wrong, that I was setting the right example, that I wasn't making any mistakes, and I was checking with my upline as far as the example that I was setting. So you're going to have doers. That's what you're looking for. You're going to have incubators. What's an incubator? Someone that it doesn't maybe have the confidence to build it now, or they're shy, or they don't have the right schedule, or whatever, but they're coming around. You're not their boss. You do not hatch people. You cannot make that guy become a doer. We provide the atmosphere, the education, the encouragement, the support, because I believe if they come around long enough and they listen to enough CDs and they've been to enough functions, that they're going to at some point get confident enough to go out and build a business and become a doer. All right? So everybody gets in at different stages. And then you have doors, people that just lead to other people. You have to realize that sometimes somebody just gets in because they were supposed to lead to somebody else. My sponsor quit, but he was a door to me. I thank God every day for him because it changed my life. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am. But he was just a doorway. Love him to death. He loves the team. He loves everything. He didn't just have the commitment. He didn't make the commitment. He wanted to pursue other things. Everybody has their own right. I wanted to go diamond. Who here wants to go diamond? So you follow the 9 core steps. The 9 core steps. You set the example in doing volume. I didn't get in and say I just want to do 150 or 300 because we're a couple. I said I want to do as much volume as I personally can. I want to try and get a couple customers. Every month I was looking to do the best I could. I was looking to hit the highest pin level I was close to. That meant if I was at 950 points, I didn't want to miss 1,000. I was going to do whatever I could. It was my business. That was going to put more money in my pocket. I was on top of it. I was looking at my organization at the end of the month and watching what was happening. I was keeping track of who was at the meeting and my numbers. I was keeping track of standing order and how many people were getting educated so that I knew who to spend the most of my time with. Because you can spend a lot of time with the wrong people. And that's another reason you counsel, so that you can draw your group out with your upline and you can talk to him about what's going on in the organization so he can guide you to know who to work with and what to do with who. Does that make sense? Because I didn't want to do a lot of work and get no results. Do you?
No, I don't.
Do you want to waste time?
No, I don't.
Do you have a lot of time to get this done?
I can make the time, yes.
You can make the time. Now, do you have an unlimited amount of time as far as left in your life, or you need to get it done now?
You're correct.
You need to get it done now. You don't want this to take 30 years.
No, I don't, because I don't have 30 years.
Exactly. And nobody wants it to take forever. I wanted to do it as quickly as possible. Now, I knew it was going to take some time, but I wanted to get the best results. So you're going to want to create volume. You're the biggest promoter of your business. Every time someone on my team, I get around them, I'm always using a new product. They come to my house, I always got another flavor of Excess. I'm always expanding. I'm not pushing it on them. I'm using other stuff so that they get exposed to more and more products. I'm not expecting them to just all of a sudden use products without giving it to them. I'm willing to invest in giving them product bundles and giving them samples so that they try products, because the more products they try, the more products they're going to use. You're a business owner. I never missed a meeting. I was committed to my team, and I wanted to know they can count on me being there. I didn't want to lose their respect because I miss meetings all the time. Now, of course, if there's emergencies or there's something that happens and things like that, you might miss a meeting. But I didn't miss it because I was tired. I didn't miss it because that day at work was a little bit hard. Why? If I ever wanted to get out of that job, I knew I had to build my business. That was the solution. I focused on the solution, not the problem. I learned to speak positive about my business. I was walking people through the team, and I was edifying my upline so my upline could edify me. I wasn't trying to do everything myself without utilizing the team. I understood if I promoted my upline like crazy, they would respect my upline and what he had to say, and my upline was going to give that edification back to me, so my team trusted me more. You're looking to pull teams together. Every time you sponsor, 5 to 10 people in an organization that are new in a group, you're looking to make sure you can pull them together for a covered dish or a nuts and bolts with your upline, so your upline can come in and edify you. But not people that just get sponsored that don't come around. You don't want to pull a team together of just 2 people. You're not going to accomplish anything. You want to get a group. If you got 5, 10 people coming to meetings, maybe you can pull them together and you go over some of the basics of the business and you let your upline help you with that so they can come in and edify you. And I want to listen to the CD to learn, and I want to listen to the CD so I learn how to teach what they're teaching. I never want to give something out that I haven't heard. I want to know what's on there, and I want to be able to promote it, and I became a voracious reader. Reading's what took our business to the next level. Reading's what took us from being at Q12 for 5 years to Emerald the next year. Because I read probably over 150 books, I don't know, in a couple month period of time. I was 3-4 months. I don't know what the number is. I didn't keep track of that. I just wanted it so bad. I was willing to do anything. And I understood I had to learn more. So it meant, yeah, I was working full-time, getting up. I was out contacting on my lunch break. I was out showing the plant after I got out of work. So I got out at 5, and I had a plan at 5:30, and I had a plan at 6:30, and I had a plan at 8, and I had a plan at 9. And then I was talking to people and helping them and coaching them from 10 to 1 in the morning. Because prime time in your business is from 5 to 10. That's when you can do the most productive work and creative work in plan showing, list building, phone calls, the basics. And then from 10 to 2 o'clock in the morning is when you can really talk to your team, coach them, and work out all the other things that you help them with. You can't take the time during those prime time hours to do that stuff. Weekends for nuts and bolts and team events to pull them together. I was looking to maximize every hour I had in my business to get something done. And there were times I was tired, and I made sure I got home, and I still read. There were times Danielle was already sleeping, I'm in bed, and I'm saying, how am I going to read? It's dark. If I turn on the lights, you're going to get mad, you know. Because ladies, you don't like to be woken up if you're tired. So I was in KB Toys one time. I saw night vision goggles. I got a solution. Now, how many guys can walk away from night vision goggles when they're like $50? I mean, it wasn't like, you know, $300, I wouldn't have been able to get them. $50, anybody's going to get night vision goggles. I'm getting these night vision goggles. So I got these night vision goggles. I look like Cyclops. You put this thing on, I had one eye, everything was green. So she started sleeping, and I was happy, you know, because it was like, oh, I got these night vision goggles. Put these things on, and I took out my book, and I'm reading. I'm like, this is awesome. I can read. She doesn't wake up, doesn't bother her. I'm learning. I wasn't going to do anything. All of a sudden, the cat ran in the room, and it was like paranormal activity. Her eyes came out, I freaked out. I elbowed her in the face. Never saw those night vision goggles again. They're gone. She threw them out. This is a true story. That's the worst part. So I would do anything. Because I would come to meetings and see other people have guests. And I said, man, I should have a guest. I'm just as sharp as they are. There's no reason I can have. There was a guy got a guest one time. This guy had his pants up to his nipples. He had one of the sharpest guys down to a meeting. Seriously. He had this sharp guy down. And I said, there's no way this guy knows more than I do in the business. There's no way. But it inspired me to go out and do more because I said, you know what? He didn't let the fear set in to say hello to that person when I had the fear, and I maybe let that same guy walk by because I was too self-conscious and too selfish to think about myself instead of thinking about how I could help that person. So I was looking to get something out of every meeting, every CD, every function. I was looking to get the most out of everything that I was doing. Does that make sense? Now that doesn't mean you're on top of everybody on your team. Give people some space. I see people sometimes, their upline will sponsor someone in their group, and then they just smothercate them. That's a word Vinny came up with, I think. You know what that means? You smother them and suffocate them at the same time. You're not looking to smothercate them. You're not looking to text them 100 times a day. I just had a guy sponsored. I sponsored somebody else for him. He had access to the number, and he sent her like a 3-page email. The guy just got sponsored. He doesn't even know that person. What could he be writing? Man, just be cool hand Luke. Then he told me to be a duck on water. Underneath, running like crazy. On the water, you just look cool. You know what you're doing. Don't come to the meeting stressed out. You got to have emotional stability for your team. You cannot be on the roller coaster ride of Amway. I had a guest, he no-showed, now I'm down here. I was up here, I'm down here. I'm up here, the guy came, he didn't come. The guy came, he was tight, didn't get in. The guy got in, did nothing. And all of a sudden, you're up and down all the time. You know how I know someone, when they come to a meeting, that they're not excited, and their guest no-showed them to the open? They're walking around like this. You know how I know when someone has a person at the meeting? Skipping around the freaking meeting room. You're laughing when it happens. Then you guy leaves before the meeting, before the end of the meeting, you're back to the... was so excited, and now he's not excited. What do I do? Find somebody else! What do you mean, what do you do? Am I a magician? Seriously! I never asked Vinny! I showed the guy plan, he didn't show up to file. What do I do? Now, I sat with him and said, hey, I showed a couple of plans, I didn't get any results. Can you sit with me and go over it? But I didn't think that he was going to have some magic answer for me, that I was going to be able to text this guy and he was going to get in. He's just not right. It's not the right time. Not the right time. Move to the next one. To go platinum, you got to be emotionally stable enough to not be on the roller coaster. Understand, you got to go through the numbers, and you're going to win. You're going to find the right people. There's a certain amount of people that are right to get in your organization. Just look in the mirror and work on yourself. And keep doing the work. Work on yourself, keep doing the work. Work on yourself, keep doing the work. Read, listen, keep doing the work. Read, listen, keep doing the work. And you're going to find the right people. And you're going to fall in love with them. And they're going to be some of your best friends that you ever had. Man, we have so much fun together. When we get together, we have a blast. You know how much fun we have on the Q12 trip running around? Jeremy, you had fun on the Q12 trip?
An enemy has been slain.
He's still gyrating. Hanging out with the leaders, being around some of your heroes. I wanted to fight for that so bad because I wanted to be part of that inner circle of leaders that went diamond. But your first step is to get platinum done. Be on all the technology. It's not, oh hey, can I use your web space? Upline? No, get your own web space. Get your own one. Have your own plan. It's your business. The tools we have are amazing. You can give someone a CD and they can listen to it 1,000 times over if they want. And they can learn everything they need to learn. And there are things that they're going to listen to on that CD that you could never tell them. That's why the CD is there. You don't have to ruin your relationship. If someone needs to hear something, you know what's on that CD, you can give them the CD so they hear it for themselves and you didn't have to say it to them. The structure you're looking to have. You're looking to have 3 legs by the time you get into platinum. You want to go platinum with a 4,000 leg, a 2,500 leg, and a 1,000 leg. But you got to counsel with your upline because you can't just go by pin level and then start new legs. There are a lot of factors. Does the person have a list? Are they looking to network or are they looking to just buy products? So does it make more sense for them to be in the tap room or to start a new leg with? If they have a big list and you can get some momentum, maybe you want to start a new leg with that person. What's the relationship with the person they get sponsored by? There are so many factors, but your upline will guide you. But we want you to get a second leg as quickly as possible. If you look at we have a structure sheet. Typically, you're looking to get that first leg. You want some duplicators. If you have no duplicator in a leg, if you start another leg and you don't have enough time to work both legs, one of the legs is going to suffer. And then you don't end up accomplishing anything. You need some duplication before you can move to another leg. Why? So the time they're putting in allows you to take that time and put it into another leg. You got to be a smart business owner. But we want you to get a second leg going. We want you to have some duplication. We want you to have some people that are coming to the meetings. You got to start to build a team. We want to guide you, but you need to put more legs on. So you need to get good at contacting, showing the plan, list building, follow-up, so that you can start to build more legs. Because if you don't get those down, those skills, you're never going to be able to successfully build other legs. This business doesn't happen where you just sponsor somebody and they magically go platinum on their own with no help and they just know what to do. It very rarely happens. You have to know what you're doing and set the example and do the work for them and serve them. Vinny went platinum in 9 months, but Charlie got him started the first 90 days and helped him and taught him what to do, and he was watching him, and then after the 90 days, he did exactly what he watched Charlie do. He duplicated his work ethic. He duplicated the way he spoke and what he was talking about. See, you don't have to understand everything, but if you copy success, it'll work. Even if you don't understand why, right? How many people click Internet Explorer, right, or Mozilla Firefox or Safari on your phone and it pulls up the website.
Slain.
The internet comes on. Do any of you know why or how that works? Because I don't. I don't know why it comes up. I know I click the button, it comes on. A 2-year-old knows you click the button, it comes on, and they go to Netflix, and they can find their shows. Right? If you have kids, 2 years old, they already know. Swipe, they know your code. They know exactly where to go. They know how to buy apps. They know where the games are. They know everything. So you don't know to have success, you don't have to understand why everything, you want to understand why everything works, but you can still duplicate it and you'll get the results even if you don't know why. And as you're doing it, you'll start to understand why. And that's why you counsel with your upline, so they can start to teach you why those things are working. But in the meantime, just duplicate it. That's why I copied Vinny's plan when I got in, identical. Same jokes. You can ask Mike, did the same thing. And over time, as we got results, we were able to change it a little bit and put our personality into it and kind of, we learned from different speakers and we pulled things from different people. But I was just looking to copy. I didn't want to start to make things up and reinvent the wheel. I knew it worked. It worked for him. He was teaching it to me. I wanted what he had, so I was willing to do it. I wanted to serve the team. I wanted to serve the bigger team. I wasn't thinking just about my team, so if there was a meeting and I could meet somebody at 8 o'clock on a Monday night one-on-one because they couldn't come to the open, I didn't book that appointment and go show my guy. I was here for the team. Because the big team came before my team. Does that make sense? Because if you don't put the big team first, you're never going to have a team. Because your team's never going to put your team first and the big team first. So we work together. This works because we're all committed to each other. That's how we take an organization to the next level. That's how you go platinum. You get a team of people that want to see you go platinum. Ace and Jamie, when you went platinum, you had a bunch of people that were committed to you because you served them, because you were showing a plan, you were setting the right example, and because they wanted you to go platinum so bad, they were willing to do whatever they had to do to help you guys go platinum. Right? It wasn't just a magical thing that just happened. It was a planned event. EJ, did it just happen, or just people started coming? And they got committed. And they saw you and Mariana were committed, and you'd do anything for them, so they won't do anything for you to help you go platinum. Right, Janet? You're on EJ's team. You were willing to do whatever you could do to help them go platinum. And your daughter's in the business too. You were willing to do anything. Because you're in their third leg, right? You guys want to see them go emerald now. And you set a team up, you got a team coming on, and you're looking to do whatever you can to go platinum to help them go emerald. I wanted to do whatever I could to go platinum to help Vinny's third leg. And then I wanted to do whatever I could to go diamond, to be a diamond on his team. We get committed to each other. And we'll fight for each other. And we'll never give up on you. You can only give up on yourself. You cannot fail in this business. You can only quit. There is no failure. Failure is a part of success. You have to go through some people not getting in to find people who get in. One of the things I lived on when I got into business was they said, look, if I put 100 chairs across this room and I put 6 diamonds taped to the bottom of those chairs, and all you had to do is look under to find them, would you care how many you knocked over before you found one? Wouldn't you get more excited the closer you got? You start kicking them over. Like first you're looking nice. Oh, not there. Not there. All of a sudden you're like, bam! Bam! Roundhouse. Yeah, right? You get creative. You start knocking them over. You're excited. Yeah, get closer. Bam! And all of a sudden, knock one over. I got one! Ah! Don't do that. Because some of you do that and you blow the guy out. You know what you need to be able to do? Cool hand lube. Why? You don't want everybody to know around you to come steal that diamond. You want it? It's there. Walk over real smooth. Cool. Get up there. That's why I read and I listened so I could identify other people who were coming on that were just as committed as I was. And then I pushed them to my upline. So they have a relationship with my upline. Because I knew if they had a good relationship with my upline, he could also mentor them and help them go platinum even faster. Ace and Jamie, you have a relationship with Vinny and Dana? Tight. They consider you like as if you were their own kids. All right, guys, we're coming together today, and we're going to teach a topic that is one of the most important topics in the business, and the goal here is for you to know what to do from 90 days to platinum. How are you going to get to platinum? And I recommend that if you haven't heard the CD, How to Get Started, Your First 90 Days, make sure you pick up that CD so you know what you're looking to do when you're brand new in your first 90 days, because there's a learning process involved, and you got to make sure that you get that learning process down. And I want to talk about you becoming a builder in the business. I want to talk about you now saying, after your first 90 days, saying, hey, you know what? I've checked it out enough. I've been to enough meetings. My upline served me enough to know that this is real. I have some people in my organization, so I see it working. I've gotten some checks from the business, so I've seen the big picture. Maybe you've gone to a big convention and you saw what you could have, and you saw some of the diamonds, you saw some of the people that have been doing this longer than you, and now you've got what we call the fire to want to be a platinum. And the first step to going platinum is actually wanting to be a platinum. And not just like when you're new, everybody's like, hey, I just want to go platinum. But now you're really saying, I'm going to make the commitment to go platinum. Because I always heard Charlie D'Urso say, if there were two frogs sitting on those little leaves, whatever you call them, what's the name for it? Lily pads. Okay, lily pads. All right, I wasn't a biology major. All right, so they're sitting on the lily pads. Two of them decided to jump. How many are still on the lily pad? Two, because they never actually committed to jumping. They just decided. They thought about it. Sometimes we decide to go platinum, but we haven't put the commitment in to going platinum. So I want to talk about commitment. What is the commitment you're making? You're not making a commitment to Amway. You're making a commitment to yourself and to your team that you're going to be what your upline is to you. You're going to be the person that they look up to and is doing the right things. In other words, you're the example from you down. See, sometimes people have something and they have an upline and they say, well, my upline's not doing this for me. Or if you're in a taproot and nobody's really sponsoring in your taproot because maybe they started a new leg, well, understand something. From you down, it's your business. So if someone's not doing what you think they should be doing, you have to do it. Taproot is not meant for you to get a free ride. It's meant to help you learn how to build the business, and when you become a builder, it helps you understand how to grow different organizations and how to create momentum in a leg, which takes time. So if it's just you, you're starting off with you've got to be the first duplicator in your group. As you start to put people in your group, even if it's just you, you're looking for the next duplicator. So maybe you have to put 4 or 5 people, 6 people, 10 people into your leg before you find another duplicator. But once you find a second duplicator, and they're willing to do the same thing that you're doing, now you can put in twice as many people. So now the taproot starts to grow twice as fast. That's why it takes time to develop a platinum business. Some people may go a little bit faster, but here's the benefit. If you learn how to do it, you can hit any level you want in the business because you've developed the skill it takes to build a group. And that's what you want to learn. So don't get caught up in, well, it's people putting in who's doing, not doing what. Commitment in 90 days to platinum is you do what you're supposed to do to grow your organization. You don't look to anybody else to help you other than what they're supposed to do. And your upline is there for support, encouragement, and to help create an atmosphere where you can bring people down to grow your business. Vinny's responsibility to me when I was growing my team was to edify me, help motivate my group, and to build an atmosphere and a team that I could bring people to where they felt good and they got educated and they were happy to be here and they can learn and grow their organization. His responsibility was not to do every plan for me, every phone call for me. And why? Because he never would have enough time to be able to do that for me to go diamond. Your upline will not have enough time to help you break 6 platinum legs. Why? They have to break 6 platinum legs for themselves. So if you're one of those platinum legs, they're going to help you, but at some point, You got to take the initiative if you're looking to be a leader, and that's who I'm talking to tonight. So I apologize. There's some brand new people here for the first time. This may go over your head, all right? But when the time comes 90 days from now and you kind of get some things, you're going to be able to pop this CD and listen to it again. Some of the things you're going to recall that's said here, all right? So what does commitment mean? It means you fully commit, because nobody on your team is going to commit to you if they don't see that you're committed to a bigger team. See, my success is not because of what I did that was great. I just plugged into the system. How many of you have learned from a CD? But everybody in the room has learned things from CDs, and it could have been a different speaker. It wasn't necessarily me. It may be not even Vinny. It could have been someone completely different that's out on the West Coast, but as a system, we have an incredible system in the worldwide organization of business owners that came together, the top guys, and said, let's develop an educational system that'll help the organization grow. It's also being involved with the things that your upline is doing. Put yourself in your upline shoes. What do you know your upline will be doing? When you get to the meeting, who in your upline do you know is already going to be here?
EJ, Mariana, you, and Danielle, and Vinny, and Dana.
So if you had a downline, who do you think they should know is going to be here when they get to the meeting?
Me.
Exactly. Just look to your upline and think about the things that they do. Where are they going to be? Where are they going to be on team meeting? When we have a team meeting, who can you count on being at the meeting, Joe?
EJ, Mariana, you and Danielle.
EJ, Mariana are Q12s. Me and Danielle are diamonds, Vinny, Dana are diamonds. Are there some people in your upline between you and EJ that you don't know if they're going to be at the meeting? Sometimes you don't know.
Yeah.
Are you counting on them and looking to them for leadership?
Nope.
Who are you looking to for leadership?
EJ, Mariana, you and Danielle, Vinny, and Dana.
Is this simple? I want you to understand that you're looking to emulate that. See, when the Open was small and there weren't a lot of people there, we didn't have this huge team, and maybe my team was just me, Danielle, and Andre, and Sean Landy, and that was my entire team. I understood I got to be that for them. It doesn't matter what your pin level is. Leadership is not based on your pin, it's based on your example. You want to make sure you're the right example for your team. What do you have? If your team is running a phone team on Sunday night, you got to make sure you're at phone team. You want to be the first one there. You want to be the last person to leave. You want your team to know you're the most committed person to this business that they've ever met. You know why? Because then they can count on you. And if they can count on you, they're also going to commit. You got to be willing to make the big commitment to your business. That means if you start somebody off in another state, you're willing to go there to help them. If they're willing to go with you. If I start Malik off in the business and he has some people in Atlanta and he says, oh, when are you going to go to Atlanta to show my people? I'll say, well, when can you go to Atlanta? Well, I'm not going to go. Well, why should I go if you're not willing to go? Does that make sense? Now, if he says, oh, let's plan, I can go in 2 weeks. Hey, let's go together. I'll go anywhere as long as he's also committed to go. Does that make sense? I'm going to show him that there is nothing I'm not willing to do to help him grow his business. Is that making sense? Is commitment making sense? And I'm not looking for you. Everybody knows the word commitment. I want you to know what commitment looks like in this business. That means you're the first one to pick up your standing order, and not only do you pick it up for yourself, you pick it up for your team. You don't expect your upline to get it to your team. You realize that you want to grow your standing order and grow the education level on your team, and you want more people getting educated. It's your responsibility to make sure that those people get educated, that they're learning, and that they're starting to get results. Right? Sharif, from you down, you're showing plans, you're starting to grow the business. How long are you in? About 6 months. So you're in that 90 days to platinum period where you said, hey man, I want to do this. You started showing plans, start doing it because it's your team. Now that doesn't mean you just start doing things without checking upline. You got to check upline, but you got to be in communication with your upline and say, how can I help grow the team? What should I be responsible for, and what can I count on you for? There's got to be some kind of communication, but you just can't rely on your upline to do everything for you. You want to be the upline and learn what to do. Vinny taught us this stuff when we were brand new in the business, and he had us doing these things from the start. So maybe sometimes it's our fault as leaders because maybe we do too much for you, because Vinny taught us what to do and how to think like a diamond, even when we were 1,000 PV. And I didn't know that he was teaching us that. I thought it was just what we were supposed to do, because it's what he expected of us. Like, I made sure I paid for my standing order when I gave him my number. If I had 10 standing order, I gave him the check even before it came in. And I made sure I got those standing orders, even if some people didn't come to the meeting. I made sure the next time I saw them, I got it to them. It was my responsibility to get it to my team. I always had tools on hand. Why? I never wanted to miss an opportunity to get someone the right information. If the guy was a teacher, I wanted to make sure I had a CD from Angelo Nardoni so that they could relate to him. If the guy was a football player, I wanted to make sure I had a Dave Taylor CD on hand because he was a football player. If I had someone who was a doctor, I wanted to make sure I had a CD from someone who was a doctor. I wanted to have an arsenal of CDs. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Prepare for success. Start to think that you're going platinum. Start to know you're going platinum. So be prepared for platinum. What is your platinum doing? Harris, when you come to a meeting, if you had a guest, you know if you need a lip pack or you need a CD, EJ's got it. Because he's prepared. You know what you need to do? And you may be doing this already, I don't know. But you want to be prepared because you want to be the platinum. Right. So, is this making sense? You got to get on your upline same page. Even if you don't agree with something your upline's doing and you don't know why they're doing it or you don't know what the meeting's for or why you need to be there, just realize there's a reason we're doing everything, and if you question it, ask them. Nobody's your boss. No one's going to say we have to do it this way, but there's probably a reason why we do it because we have a lot of experience. But you got to be involved. I always wanted to be the leader of my team. Maybe I didn't know how to do everything, but I could do the basics. I could be at the meeting on time. I could do the little things so that people can count on me. I could be the example for my team. And I'm talking to you guys as if I would talk to my own daughter if she was building this business. It's the way Vinny talked to us, because he expected greatness from us. Even before I was a platinum, I had a big tool table. I had an arsenal of CDs. I was ready for anything. I was willing to invest in my business, in myself, in getting educated, and in other people on my team. When I get someone started off, I give them a lot of CDs. Think of all the things your upline platinum did for you. If you have to, write them down, and then keep reminding yourself these are the things you want to do for your team. All right? So that's the commitment you want to have. You want to be willing, you got to be willing to show the plan. Anyone can show the plan. You're the magic in your team. I know if you have someone sharp, you think your upline has to show them because they got more experience. Trust me, you got the best shot of sponsoring out of anyone. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a guy I met. Who's ever met a sharp guy or woman, and you're like, this person's so sharp. And then he shows them the plan. This guy's going black. Right? Anybody? I had this guy who was so sharp. I met him at Home Depot. I was like, man, why can't you show this guy the plan? He's like, man, I got a meeting here for this guy. I have a meeting here over there. I can't do it for 2 weeks. I said, okay, I'll wait. Because I don't want to mess it up. I was in the business probably 4 or 5 months. I showed some plans. I was showing a plan, but I didn't have that crazy confidence. I'd still thought, hey, Vinny's got you. All of a sudden, 2 weeks later, Vinny shows the guy the plan. The guy says, it looks good, but I'm really not interested. And I thought to myself, I could have did that. I could have not sponsored the guy too. I could have got the same result. And I realized I just waited 2 weeks. I stressed myself out thinking about this guy all the time and all the things he was going to do. And I started imagining this guy building this huge group and where it was going to take me and all this stuff. And he was like, nah, looks good, but not interested. And I waited so long, I realized I could have got the same result. And then Vinny said, look, you need to just start showing everybody the plan. They gave you their number, so they felt comfortable with you. They felt good enough about you to give them their number. Why don't you go show them? Because we're talking, you're already past your 90 days. We're not talking about the people on your original list. That's on the first CD, what you do with your list. This is you're done with your list, and you're going to be out there contacting. Your list will run out. You have to learn how to expand your list. how to expand your reach.